Uh, Today I want to talk to y'all a little bit about my wife. She died 3 years ago yesterday. And you know, some people might get angry at God, but I'll talk about that later. Right now, I just want to talk about her a little bit. She was a very good wife. We only like 3 months being married, 20 years. And in that 20 years, we never had a argument, never fussed, never had a cross word with one another. And we based our marriage on Christian values, and she was a real good Christian woman. And throughout our whole marriage, I worked a lot. I worked a lot overtime just to put a roof over her head and food on the table. And the most precious thing to me was time. I just wanted more time to spend with her. And then I got into truck driving. And she went with me a little bit until all that stuff started breaking out in 2020. And they had riots in the streets and everything, so I took her home. And I didn't know what was going to happen during all that. And I went back out by myself. Then later, I got a job where we could go see all 48 states, get paid to do so. And she went with me. And she got to see a lot of the country. And we got to spend all our time together when she was with me. And she'd taken pictures of everything. Every time we see a state sign or anything, she's taking pictures of it. So she was having the time of her life. Without about, on that last job, we was out about 3 weeks. And we both got sick. By the time we got home, her oxygen was low, so they put her in the hospital. And they told me to quarantine. I had things to do. I couldn't quarantine that. I had to take stuff to the hospital for her. I didn't know if I was going to get to see her or not. And then they finally let me come see her a couple of times. But after she went in the hospital, she only lasted 10 days. And that, we had all kind of plans, all kind of dreams. We was going to see the country and take our off time, and go see the Grand Canyon, go see things we'd never seen before. But it didn't work out that way. And while she's in the hospital, I prayed like I never prayed before in my life. And asking God to heal her. But she died. And you know, a lot of people would get angry at God and say He didn't answer their prayers. But He did answer my prayer. It's not in the way I wanted Him to. He said no. And we always hoped that we'd go together, maybe make it to the rapture or something. And neither one of us has to be separated from the other one. And but I used to pray that if one of us had to go first, I didn't want her to go through the pain of losing me and not being able to make a life for herself. I prayed and I asked the Lord, I said, if one of us had got to suffer the pain of losing the other, let that be me. I didn't want her to go through all that. And he said yes to that one. And the day she died was the worst day of my entire life. 20 years, we could finish each other's sentences. She did everything she could to take care of me and the kids, and she not a selfish bone in her body. Most of the time I worked night shift, but if I was working day shift, I had one job, I had to be there at 4 a.m. She'd get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and fix my breakfast and get my lunch together. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. And I miss her still yet, 3 years later. But anyway, I was praying, I was reading. The Lord comforted me. He didn't take away the pain, but He did bring a couple of verses to mind. One was Psalms 116, I believe it is. And it says, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of His saints. And that's because He gets to bring them home to Him, where they belong. We don't belong here. The other one was 1 Corinthians 2:9. It says, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath it entered into the heart of man, the things that God has prepared for those who love Him. All the beauty here on this earth, like out here in these woods, the mountains, the streams, sunrises, sunsets. And I've seen a lot of sunrises and sunsets in that trip. A lot of beautiful scenery, mountains and deserts. But none of it compares to what we're going to see when we get to heaven. And then a lot of beautiful music, birds are singing. Me and my wife's always partial to Alison Krauss. Beautiful voice. But it won't compare to what it's going to sound like when we get to heaven. And another thing is, Paul wrote that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So I know where she's at. And I told her, I said, the Bible says that 1,000 years is like one day with God. I said, I don't know how it's going to be for you, or me. I said, I might last another week, I might last 20 years. But I said, for you, it might just seem like a few minutes. You might get there and turn around and there I stand. So, if we live long enough, we're going to resurrection. But everybody's going to die at one point or another. But when I do, I get to go be with her, and I get to go be with Jesus. So, the way this world's going, I believe the Lord took her to spare her. She's very sensitive. We were going down the road one day, and she seen a dog run out and get run over, and it tore up, and she started squalling. And the way this country's going, and the way the world's going, I think things are fixing to get real bad. And I think the Lord spared her all that. And Anybody that knows the Lord, they're better off. They're going to a better place. So, we've married 20 years. And she wasn't just my wife, she was my best friend. The only person I ever wanted to spend time with. So, anyway, it's been 3 years yesterday. I would have come yesterday, but it was raining, and they had all that flooding up there in East Tennessee. So, y'all might want to pray for those folks. They had a rough time up there. Anyway, everybody's going to die. And, you know, just about everybody's experienced it one way or another, especially back in 2020, 21. But maybe the Lord will bring you some peace. Well, I just thought I'd talk about this a little bit. Honor my wife. Everybody's been through this one way or another. You know, mama, daddy, husband, wife, kids, grandparents. Everybody's lost somebody. But if they know the Lord, they know where they're at. And if you know the Lord, you'll get to go see them again. So, hope you have a good day. And I think I'll just stay out here for a little while and enjoy the quiet. See you on the next one.